Sharp calls.
So looks like Chad was right about a game. And a game I was just like, this guy's being another homer, taking his Bears. Why wouldn't Chad take his Bears? But apparently that's a good bet. I guess I got to put it in the contest. I know Chad's gonna love it. I know a couple other pros that love it, but um, I just it's hard for me to get there. Yeah, I'm still trying to get there. I just think the Vikings are the play, but the Bears in this situation, apparently there might be bad weather, some wind in this game. Like that caters to a team that has one of the best running quarterbacks we've ever seen in football. So yeah, got a lot of calls about this game. And I was just shocked where it's like, it felt like a good buy low spot of this Vikings team, but not only do the numbers back up that this is a good spot to back the Bears, but we've kind of seen that in these kind of games where it's really badly windy, you know, you cater to the dog usually, and especially if that dog has a good running game. And I don't even think you guys have a great running game, the Bears, but the threat of Fields, if you're telling me that he's going to run more than pass in this game, I mean it's crazy to say, but that is a bonus for him. Where it's like if they can make an offense where it's just one read to DJ or pull it down and run, I love that Bears offense because even watching that DJ film from last week, he's so good. There's no excuse for Fields not to get him the ball. So Chad nailed it. He was on it with the pros. He was all over the Bears. I didn't see it. I bet the Vikings, bought out of my position. I have a decent amount now in the Bears. Hoping it gets back to 3. That'd be great for me and Chad because maybe it'd be 3.5 in the contest, but have no issue putting the 2.5 in the contest as well.
So it's funny you say this. I listened to Stuckey and Raybon on the Sunday Six Pack. You can catch it live on YouTube on Wednesdays or listen to the Action Network pod on Thursdays. And Raybon is all over the Vikings. And this morning when I was doing my pregame research for a pod, I listened to Raybon talk about the Vikings. And look, you have me convinced. I bought out of my Seattle position. I was on Seattle +3, bought out of it because of the way you've broken down Burrow. And I listened to Stuckey talk about how much he loved the Bengals too. I'm like, I might be on the wrong side of this. I don't love the feeling I'm getting. But I listened to Raybon talk about the Vikings, and there wasn't one moment in that breakdown that he had where I thought to myself, I got this wrong. I have felt the whole time like I almost bought out of it, and then I'm like, I don't think I'm going to buy out of it. Maybe if the line keeps moving, goes down to 2, 1.5, maybe I'll buy out of it. But
Nah.
I'm glad to hear this. What else?
Yeah,
What else?
I'm shocked. I really did think I'm with Chris. I thought that was gonna be a great spot for Minnesota. A nice bounce back game against a team that, winning by 20 points, if it's a veteran team, not a big deal. When it's a young team like the Bears, it's like, all right, it's a nice spot to fade these guys. But I'm trying to factor in what the weather is going to be like and just what I'm hearing from all the pros. The next game, again, we talked about. Hopefully, people listened where it was 3 Tampa, and we told people to wait. Hopefully, you can get the 3.5. No shock to anyone. The 3.5 is popped now, so that's going to be the biggest pro versus Joe's game of the week, most likely. The pros are all over it. One more game. I guess there's 2 more. The Jets, which is another game we're going to talk about. The pros love the Jets. The number has moved against them, so obviously some smart money's coming on the Eagles here, and it's moved up to 7 now from 6.5. So definitely another interesting game this week of a lot of opinions, a lot of people on one side, a lot of people. I mean, there are really split games. Like I love the Saints this week. I know some really sharp groups. I love Houston. I really liked me and Chad talked earlier in the week. I really like the Commanders. A lot of pros like Atlanta. So it's just like last week where you're kind of hitting these points in the season where there's just going to be guys split. Like people that project out different teams, they're going to have a higher grade on them than other people. So I know in the early weeks it was kind of like simple, like everyone was on the same side. You're not going to really have that. Like for the Bears game, yes, all the pros are on the Bears. It seems like Joe Public is coming on Minnesota. Again, we even touch on that. We're probably going to talk about that 49ers game. I know some really smart big money guys who came in heavy on the 49ers when it was at 6. And me and Chad talked about it. Like if you could have got the 5.5, I was like, you should grab it because it's just going to keep going up. Now it's at 7. And if it's Watson, this is going to be one of the easiest bets of my life, but it's not looking like it's going to be Watson. And if he does play, we're betting on a guy who hasn't practiced in 2 weeks. So yeah, definitely a scary spot there with Cleveland where the public every now and then gets a free one, and it's starting to look like that 49ers team. If they do play PJ Walker, the backup, against the 49ers defense, man, that looks like a pretty good bet if you had taken the 49ers. So yeah, for sharp calls this week, not shocking. Guys love the Bears. Guys love the Jets. The guys love we didn't even talk about the Chargers, which is the bet I gave out earlier in the week. And we didn't even talk about the Patriots, which is another team that Chad was all over. I think it got to 3.5 yesterday. A couple books, it's back down to 3, but another game I absolutely hate and hate to take it, but me and Chad are probably going to end up on this Patriots team after talking to a lot of guys.